So I kind of goofed in that last video because I was doing the drawing straight into a document, but in fact, it's probably easier to do the drawing into a Google Drawing because then you can save that file and then import it into a Geogebra file. So I'm going to real quickly show you how to save that file and then import it, or just copy and paste all this. So first, I'm just going to click in my drawing here. I'm going to press Control A or Command A, and it highlights everything. And I'm just going to copy that. So there we go. I'm going to save and close that. And then I'm going to go up here to File, New, and I'm going to do a drawing. And let's see if we can post all this stuff into a drawing. If not, you can see the tools are the same up here, and you could have just as easily made it into that. So there we go. So I copied and pasted it. So whether you made it into a Google document straight or right into a drawing, then you'd be fine either way. So now what you would want to do is you want to go to File and then Download As, and you want to download it as one of these images. I probably suggest the PNG or the JPEG. One of those two will be the best for what you are going for. PNG will be nice because all this gray checker background will show up as empty. It's not going to fill it in for you. So when you do your tracing in GeoGebra, it won't be too bad. So we're going to go to File and then save it as a PNG, or download it as PNG image. And right now it's untitled, but that's okay. You should give it a title. Actually, it's not okay. So we'll call this SpongeBob Picasso. So there we go. Now it has a name. I'll go back and download it again, but this time with the actual name as a PNG. Portable Network Graphic is what that stands for. All right, now I'm gonna pull up GeoGebra here. I'm gonna pause the video and pull up GeoGebra so we can see how to upload it into that and then start tracing on top of it. So we just saved the picture file. Now we're going to upload it into GeoGebra so that we can mark over the top of it. So I have GeoGebra open here. I'm gonna go to Edit and then Insert Image from File. Now it's going to let me choose the file. I don't know if this shows up for you or not. I think it does. And once I'm here, then I can look for SpongeBob Picasso, and there it is. That's the image that I want. I don't do a whole lot of SpongeBobs. So I open that, and what do you know? It's in there. It's already in there for me. So here's where we get a little more specific, and I want these to kind of fit right on a grid. So I'm going to do a couple things. First, I'm going to kind of place it on a horizontal line, and then I'm going to make it a little bit bigger just so we got some units, because what I want to do now is I want to start marking these corners similar to the picture, but probably going to lose some of that. And I want these corners to hit on like exact markings, so that's definitely going to lose quite a bit. So let's try this. So here's one attempt at what I'm going for. I could make a point here, 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 and here. Now you would say, hey, that's not really where the red is, but that's what I want to go for. I want to try and hit it right on the grid. In fact, up in my options under point capturing, I would put snap to grid or fix to grid, just so you have some pretty straightforward coordinates and you don't have some crazy calculations later. So now that I have that, I'm also going to do, let's say, like a point up near the top of the triangle there. And now I can draw in a polygon using this tool, very much like the poly line. So I'm going to start connecting points. And there's one item. And then here is the trapezoid underneath. How am I doing that? I'm starting at one point, working my way around, and then clicking back on the original point again. All right, now for this body here, a rectangular body, that's not too bad. Let's go ahead and kind of get this here. Actually, let's go back and make our points. So I'm going to make a point there, there, and there, and there. Now, if you notice, I'm starting to crowd the shapes a little bit, and that's okay because it's abstract, and then the picture will go away, and we'll get back to it. And then I also need to put like this interesting top, the mouth piece to it. So I need to put some more points in here. Oops. Didn't want that quite on the line, so I go back and click the undo button. Oh, so here's the trick too. If you want a point to go somewhere, I want it to go right there. I clicked way over here and then I dragged it into place. I actually learned that from a student. Very cool. Alright, so then here's our rectangle, so we're going to go just past it there, back to here. And it looks like this point is actually kind of off the line a little bit. It should be more about here. So I'm going to try and drag that into place. It should kind of snap. There it goes. Snapped right into place. And looks like then this one's a little bit off too. So now we have a trapezoid for the mouth, and then we can put a circle up here as well. And again, you know, this is not an exact science. We're trying to be precise, but at the same time, we need to understand that it's going to be a little tricky to get everything to fit just right. So I'm going to put a circle for that one. And then we have a trapezoid here. And we got a rectangle underneath. Now you're probably going to notice that these are all red here, but maybe I want them to be blue. Well, if I want them to be blue, I can click on the item and I can change the color to blue. Oh, that's just a segment. Let's actually change the whole polygon. There we go. So I can fill it in. I can make it blue if I want to. I can change the colors however I want. And then for like SpongeBob here, we'll finish with this one. Let's say I want to use this point again, and I'm going to come way over here. And then I'm going to go down to about here. So let's see, down 3 over 1, so I need to go up 1 over 3. So SpongeBob is really crowding, trying to get his way in there. That's okay. And he's very square. That's actually very, very, very square. Much more square than it was before. We can change that color to yellow just for SpongeBob. Alright, so there's those items, and just to give you kind of an idea of what this is looking like, if I were to drag the picture away, it's definitely not like it's original. I mean, if you remember back to the original SpongeBob SquarePants, this is pretty far stretched, but that's okay. It's supposed to be kind of an interpretation. That's one of the ideas of cubism, is kind of breaking it down to just these polygon-like shapes. So there you go. That's your drawing, both in Google and in Geogebra.